We've got the Toyota RAV4 and the Volkswagen Tiguan in our comparison this week.
The RAV4 is the best-selling compact crossover. The Tiguan has just been updated and refreshed, so let's get into it.
The RAV4 comes with 3 powertrains, a gas model, hybrid, and a PHEV. In this comparison, we're focusing on the 2.5-liter 4-cylinder gas engine paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission. 203 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque. Front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive options are available.
The Tiguan has a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine with an 8-speed automatic transmission, 184 horsepower but good torque at 221 pound-feet. Standard all-wheel drive in Canada, but in the US you can get front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. So some of you might be wondering about the RAV4 and the Tiguan. Why are we doing these? Well, it really comes down to the transmission. There's a lot of feedback we get from you that you don't like continuously variable transmissions. Yeah. So RAV4 has an 8-speed conventional automatic, same thing with the Tiguan. There's a few others out there. You get the Tucson from Hyundai, the Santa Fe from Hyundai, and of course some General Motors products and the Ford Escape. But a lot of these in the Japanese space, the import space, they're CVTs.
And in Europe, the Tiguan does come with plug-in hybrid option, but in North America, we just have the one powertrain. So that's the one we focus on here, and that's the one that goes up the best with the RAV4 gas model. The RAV4 handles quite well. It has a smooth and comfortable drive, and it takes corners with ease. When you're cruising at a steady speed, you feel the power is adequate. But if you ask it to do a little bit more, like go up a steep hill or accelerate quickly, the noise level in the cabin increases. Blind spot monitoring and rear cross-traffic alert are both standard features on the base trim. The RAV4 offers more ground clearance at 8.4 inches compared to the Tiguan at 7.6 inches.
The Tiguan gets some nice improvements for 2022 that include the engine and the transmission. We were surprised by how it changed from the previous model. We couldn't have recommended it before, but now it has a much livelier and refined delivery of power. The steering is heavier than the RAV4, the drive overall is more engaging, and the cabin is quieter. It does have a European charm to it. The previous model, there were complaints about horsepower, and we feel that Volkswagen has addressed that by making the drivability that much better. But even in Volkswagen's own research, it shows consumers who buy this SUV, they don't typically complain about the power. It's not a pain point for them. Blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert come standard with the Tiguan.
Like you said, Zach, in the past, we really didn't recommend the Tiguan that often. But after getting in this new one, I was pleasantly surprised at how well it handled and how it is tuned differently, that the transmission and the engine work together much better than the past.
In the past, the car would stumble between first and second gear. It kind of had this lurchy feel to it. That's all gone now. And you get a big bump in torque over the RAV4. So there is a great drivability factor to this updated Tiguan.
The RAV4 has a rugged, boxy, and sporty look to it. It comes standard with LED headlights, a temporary spare tire, 17-inch wheels, 18 and 19-inch wheels are available on the higher trims. One trim up from the base model comes standard with fog lamps, a moonroof, and a power rear door. On the top trim, LED fog lamps and a power rear door with a kick sensor are standard.
The redesigned Tiguan gets a fresh exterior style with a refreshed grille and bumper, new LED headlamps, new wheel designs, and standard 17-inch wheels. R-Line styling is now available on 2 trims in the Volkswagen line. The R-Line Black Edition model comes with 19-inch wheels and black exterior accents, and the top Highline R-Line that you're looking at here has 20-inch wheels, plus an illuminated front grille and exterior chrome accents. The power tailgate is standard, one up from the base model in Canada, and you can add a panoramic sunroof on this trim for just $1,500 or $1,200 US. In the US, the power tailgate is available 2 up from the base model on the SE R-Line black trim.
So the RAV4 does get a refresh for 2022. It's mostly the exterior that got a few tweaks, one being the headlamps.
It really is a mild nip-tuck facelift. They didn't do anything with the engine. They did 0 with the interior. We're going to come to that in a moment. So it's just really a front fascia change.
Although a follower did comment on how much he loves those new headlamps. So there you go. Here's our used car alternative from CanadaDrives.ca. We chose a 2019 Volkswagen Tiguan Highline with just over 51,000 kilometers for 36,490 Canadian. Click on the tab or the link in the description below to find more vehicles in this category from CanadaDrives.ca.
Well, each week we drop this comparison twice. You're watching it on YouTube, but the day before it drops on Instagram, Motormouth_Andrea. Follow along, she'd like that. And then we collect some of your comments and read them out.
I had the comparison to make recently. Tiguan won in almost everything but engine power, resale, and arguably longevity. Ended up getting the RAV4.
For me, the Tiguan wins based on exterior and interior design. I think it looks more sophisticated and will age well. The Tiguan also has better driving dynamics compared to the RAV4. The RAV4 is the segment bestseller, and with good reason. It's super reliable and has legendary Toyota durability and resale.
The infotainment screen in the Tiguan lacks the wow factor. Not sure how it drives though. We all know that Toyota does not make the most engaging cars, just the most durable and value-added ones.
I feel strongly both ways, laugh out loud. I like the look of the VW, but give me the reliability of the Toyota.
The RAV4 has a bit of a utilitarian interior with large knobs and buttons, but it is very versatile, well organized, and offers plenty of storage. It comes standard with cloth seats, heated front seats, a 4.2-inch multi-information display, a 7-inch touchscreen, Apple Carplay and Android Auto, and a 6-speaker sound system. One up from the base model comes standard with a heated leather-wrapped steering wheel. Standard on the top two trims is an 8-inch touchscreen, a 7-inch information display, soft text seats, and ventilated front seats. On the top limited trim is where you're going to find all those extra features like an 11-speaker JBL sound system, heated rear seats, a wireless charger, and soft text seats. The RAV4 does not come with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto or the option of leather upholstery.
Now, the Tiguan received a facelift on the outside, but also an upgrade for the interior. It got refreshed and upgraded materials, new interior color options, and available two-tone leather and a third row for $800, up from $750. In the US, the third row is standard on front-wheel drive models and optional on all-wheel drive models. The VW comes with quite a few standard features like heated steering wheel, heated front seats, cloth upholstery, and Volkswagen's 8-inch digital cockpit, a 6.5-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. If you go one up from the base model, the Comfort Line trim in Canada, or the SE in the United States, you get a larger 8-inch screen. And then that Volkswagen digital cockpit goes up to 10.25 inches. Wireless charger, that's where you also add wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, 8-way power driver's seat, leatherette seating surfaces, and door inserts. Volkswagen really believes this trim, the Comfort R-Line Black Edition, that comes standard with front and rear parking sensors and 30 color ambient lighting, will be one of their best sellers. If you go for the top Highline R-Line that you're looking at here, or the SEL R-Line in the United States, it gets all the extra features, like an 8-speaker Fender audio system, driver's seat memory, heated rear seats, leather seating surfaces, a power passenger seat, and ventilated front seats.
Okay, I think we can both agree the Tiguan has a modern, fresh, and clean interior design. The RAV4 is getting old. I was really hoping in this refresh that Toyota would have done something with it. They did absolutely nothing with it.
I always call the interior of the RAV4 kind of industrial looking. It looks so basic and simple. Sure, it works. Of course it works. It's a Toyota. But if you're wanting a little bit more, actually, if you want a lot more, the Tiguan offers a much different experience. I always call Volkswagen Audi Light. Things like that digital instrument cluster. Some people like that. Bigger screens, and just an overall nicer look and feel on the inside.
Yeah, and also that panoramic sunroof is a real showstopper in the Tiguan. And I like the fact that a lot of standard features are offered. including that heated steering wheel. The RAV4, you have to go up another trim to get the heated steering wheel. Things like a leather interior, which some may like or not. I know some like leatherette. You can get that on some of the lower trims of the Tiguan. And of course, the RAV4 has their soft tech seats. But things like wireless Apple CarPlay, these are things that people are looking for now.
Should clarify one thing. RAV4 in the United States is available with a panel roof. The RAV4 in Canada is not, because the United States brings in some from Japan. Those are the panel roof ones. All of the ones we get in Canada are made at the Cambridge Assembly in Canada, and they do not get a panel roof.
The Tiguan is 4.5 inches longer than the RAV4, but it's the RAV4 that has almost an inch more front legroom. Second row legroom goes to the Tiguan with close to an inch more space, and cargo capacity behind the second row is about the same. Overall cargo capacity, the Tiguan is the winner with an extra 3.6 cubic feet.
Let's start with pricing, and let's start with the RAV4. The base model front-wheel drive in Canada starts at $28,500. That's just over $26,000 in the US. The base all-wheel drive is $30,500 in Canada, $27,500 in the United States. The top limited all-wheel drive in Canada is $41,500. In the US, it's just over $36,000. J.D. Power gives the RAV4 a quality and reliability score of 74 out of 100 and an overall score of 80 out of 100. CarEdge states the RAV4 will retain an impressive 64% of its value after 5 years. Here's the four-cylinder all-wheel drive fuel economy. 9.4 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, 7.1 on the highway. That's 27 miles per gallon city, 33 miles per gallon highway. The RAV4 can tow 1,500 pounds. If you get the Trail or the Adventure trim in the United States, it can tow 3,500 pounds. The warranty is 3 years, 60,000 kilometers, or 36,000 miles.
Here's the pricing for the Tiguan. The all-wheel drive model in Canada starts at just under $33,000, and the Beast front-wheel drive model in the US is just under $26,000. The all-wheel drive model is $27,500 in the US. The top trim, the Highline R-Line in Canada, is just under $43,000, and the top trim in the US is $36,500. J.D. Power gives the Tiguan a quality and reliability score of 76 out of 100. And CarEdge states the Tiguan will retain 51% of its value after 5 years. Here's the fuel economy for all-wheel drive. 10.6 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, 8 liters on the highway. That's 22 miles per gallon city, 29 miles per gallon highway. The Tiguan can tow 1,500 pounds and offers a warranty of 4 years or 80,000 kilometers, 50,000 miles.
Now, a lot of people I know, Andrew, are going to go, well, you know, the Toyota's more reliable. Arguably true. But the good news is, if you say lease a Tiguan, it's under warranty for 4 years.
Yeah, it's really good. I had a follower ask on Instagram this morning about maintenance of a Tiguan versus RAV4. So I checked out Repair Pal, which actually I think is a really good site. It gave the RAV4 a 4 out of 5 for a quality score and the Tiguan 3 out of 5. But where it really surprised me is the maintenance cost of the Tiguan. It was up at over $700 US versus the RAV4 at just over $400 US. So there was a bit of a difference for an annual maintenance cost between the two.
It all comes down to your pain threshold. Are you willing to put up with some inconvenience to drive the car you like better? For me, I like the Tiguan better. I know we chose the RAV4 recently as our #1 pick. That's the logical part. But my heart says I prefer the Tiguan. I think the interior is much nicer to live with every single day.
Yeah.
I like the look of it better. I like the turbocharged engine. I like the way it handles better. But it's probably not going to be as reliable. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, that's true. All great points, Zach, and I would agree with you. The issue that I have with the Tiguan is that there's only one powertrain. And one of the reasons why the RAV4 is our top pick is because it offers more powertrains, including a hybrid and a plug-in hybrid option.
Oh, but wait. Volkswagen will sell you a full electric car, the ID4.
Sure they can, and Toyota will be selling you one shortly as well. But I want to point out something about the pricing. The pricing in Canada between the RAV4 and Tiguan, there is a difference. The RAV4 is less money. But in the US, the pricing is very close between the two. Interestingly enough, you can pick up a RAV4 hybrid for only $195 more than the Tiguan base model, and that's the RAV4 base model hybrid. Times are changing, Zach. People are starting to think more about fuel economy and about the environment. And although in Europe you can get a Tiguan hybrid and PHEV, you cannot get one in North America.
They'll sell you an electric car if you want one. I think Tiguan has vastly improved with this update.
I think it's amazing. You know what? I'm really impressed with Volkswagen. I think they listened to consumers and they made some changes. I love the interior of the Tiguan and the exterior styling. And guess what? That engaging and entertaining drive that I always talk about, that's what the Tiguan offers. So in the end, what are you going to buy?
Well, it's funny because all the comments we did on Instagram, they all say, oh, we like the Tiguan, but I'd buy the RAV4. So we'd love to hear from you. Put the comments below. I'm guessing it's probably going to be RAV4. It is the best seller in the compact space. So there you go. If you want to get a comment in for a future one of these, a comparison, you follow Andrea. It's Motormouth_Andrea on Instagram. What else do they have to do?
Well, you got to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you'll be notified when all of our reviews drop, and then you can watch them.
And when's the next one, Andrea?
Well, we'll see you next week.